we're also doing like testing at the moment on various different types of edits that we can do to videos in order for TikTok to treat it as unique content. We have a list, and then the bot will just manually kind of churn out 50 or 60 different variations of videos that are then automatically uploaded on our accounts. And we do like 3 posts per day on the accounts. We also had quite a lot of kind of breakthroughs, I would say, but really like interesting information that we got from looking very deep into the TikTok API on kind of the information that they have on the end user, what they're able to see, what they're not able to see. Um, and we're kind of continuing to investigate that very, very like technical stuff, but continuing to investigate what are the actual parameters that TikTok tracks that determine the quality of an account. And things like when people are using a VPN or a proxy, for example, on a mobile device, it's completely visible to TikTok. TikTok are fully aware of this, not just from your IP address. They can actually see that you have a VPN installed on that phone. So we've been kind of working on developing workarounds for this that we're currently testing as well. And just to, speaking of testing, we also still operate our manual device farm, and I would say like the manual reposting is kind of like the testing arm of the business. Instead of us needing to like rewrite everything in code, change the scripts, test everything through code, which is obviously much slower, it's much, much faster for us to be able to give it to a manual team who have physical devices. And we can come up with a new strategy or a new idea that we want to test. For example, we were doing some tests on CapCut the other day, and instead of needing to write out a whole script for that, and it takes us days to kind of launch, or even weeks potentially to actually launch and get that test running, on the same day, we're able to have a team with physical phones running tests for us. And that's essentially how we work. We have our team out here, and we are essentially constantly testing and trying out new strategies. When we find something that's working, we will write code to turn that into a bot. And that is how we will kind of automate and scale out that particular strategy. So that is like the key focus for us at the moment, by the way, is we're all in on TikTok. With the trend finder, I know I spoke about this before. I've done like a ton of updates to it in terms of trying to detect a video before a trend before it goes viral. And so Airtable actually released an update where you can have 125,000 records instead of just 50,000, which really enabled a lot more possibilities within Airtable as a database in terms of doing like relational databases, which are databases that are able to kind of communicate with different tables within. I'll share a few examples. And that is a really, really good way to kind of pick up sounds that are trending, because you can have TikToks related into a particular sound, and you can see the average number of views that OnlyFans creators are receiving on a particular sound, again, just through using relations. And you can compare that back to their average views over particular periods. And that has been working kind of pretty well for us in terms of just churning out very high quality TikToks to create. But we're kind of really operating at scale now. I mentioned before, I think we're scraping about 14,000 or 15,000 OnlyFans creators on TikTok. And it's kind of verging on the point that Airtable isn't really the right tool to do this in anymore, particularly if we want to scale it much further, just due to kind of Airtable's limitations.